There are a lot of English words which are exactly the same in Spanish. It's just that the pronunciation changes. Look at these words and pay attention to the pronunciation. Un animal. Un hospital. Un error. Similar. Popular. Chocolate. Simple. So these words mean exactly the same as they do in English. They're spelt the same and they're just pronounced differently. And try to see if you can say an animal in Spanish. Have a go at the pronunciation. Un animal. And what about the word for a hospital? Try that one, and don't pronounce the H. In Spanish, the H is silent. So try a hospital. Un hospital. Now, of course, not all words are exactly the same, and sometimes we have to use different techniques to remember them. So let's say we have un animal, an animal or a pet, and we want to learn the word for dog. The word for a dog is un perro. Un perro. And to help you remember that un perro is a dog, I want you to imagine a dog eating a pear, as in the perro, a pear. Now make this picture in your mind now, so just see a dog eating a pear. Now when you think of a dog, you will see him eating a pear, as in the picture you've just created in your mind, and you remember that dog is perro, perro. Okay. Now the word for I have is tengo. Tengo. T-E-N-G-O. Tengo. That's I have. And I want you just to jot this down in the margin of your exercise book or your paper so that you can find it quickly, because we'll be using it quite a lot in this lesson. So just jot down tengo is I have, or I have is tengo. Now try to say I have, but without looking at your book. Just try to remember it. I have. Tengo. Tengo. Now try to write down this sentence in Spanish. I have an animal. I have an animal. And just in case you've forgotten, the word for or an is un, un, un. So I have an animal. Tengo un animal. Tengo un animal. I have an animal, or I have a pet, we would also say. The word for dog, we already know, is un perro. So could you jot down the phrase, I have a dog? I have a dog. And try to write this down without looking at your notes, without looking at the word for I have that you've got written before. Just see if you can remember it. Only have a look at your notes if you get stuck. So write down, I have a dog. Tengo un perro. Tengo un perro. I have a dog, or I've got a dog. Now the word for its is es, spelt es. Es. That's the word for its. And as it's a new word, just jot it down in the margin of your book. So its is es. Es. And the sentence I want you to write down now is I have a pet, or I have an animal, comma, it's a dog. I have an animal, I have a pet, it's a dog. Write that down now. Tengo un animal. Es un perro. Tengo un animal. Es un perro. If you want to say it's not, or you want to say I don't have, so you want to say something that isn't, something that you don't have, we just put the word no before it, spelled N-O, no. So for example, it isn't or it's not is no es. I don't have or haven't got is no tengo. So we just put no beforehand. So how would you say it's not a dog? It's not a dog. No is a dog is how it would how it looks. So just jot down that phrase, please. No es un perro. No es un perro. It's not a dog. What about I don't have a pet, or I don't have an animal? Remember that I have, see if you can remember that word. So you know how to say I have an animal or a pet. So now say I don't have, I no have a pet. Write that down. No tengo un animal. No tengo un animal.